Yeah. So how is everything with you?
Yeah, everything is good. Everything is good. The lockdown has started to loosen up. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's going good.
Yeah.
By the way, like, are you guys vaccinated?
Ah, you have got your vaccination, you say?
Yeah. So you
Uh-huh.
you guys are vaccinated?
Of course. First dose
Okay.
or second dose for you?
Yeah, yeah. My first dose was 2 months ago, so
Uh-huh.
I'm due for the second dose
You're new for the second
this
dose.
month, I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I understand. Okay, what was the form of vaccination? I mean, which one did you get vaccinated?
We in the Indian, I think the Covaxin one I got.
Is
I
that a
think.
specific? Is that
Yeah.
like
So the
in?
Covaxin is India specific. So in India there are two vaccine developed inside India. So we got that one.
Uh-huh. Is there any specific name for that?
I I forgot the name actually. So there are two names and two are very confusing. So I forgot.
Uh-huh. I see.
They're similar, like they're two doses and apart in 3 months apart.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. 3 months apart.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
see. Okay, I mean, yeah, I hope everybody will be fine and we can get rid of
yeah,
this virus as soon as possible. Hope to.
yeah. Hopefully,
Yeah. And let's see. Unfortunately,
uh,
the world is not really friendly with us, or we are not
yeah,
very friendly
yeah.
with the world itself. I don't know. So
We can say that.
yeah, that's why uh, we are basically destroying the world, and this is the result. I am not very surprised, really. I am not very surprised. Let's see, man. Let's see what will happen.
Anybody else is joining, or like we both are there. There.
I don't know. Unfortunately, people are not
Oh, hey
that
Roy.
much, yeah, how can I say, active. Maybe that is
So
because
can
of
I
the
ask you, like, why are you doing this club kind of thing?
why I do this stuff. I
Yeah. So like just English meetups and all everything.
I do it for people, man. Once
No,
I
like
mean,
it should be like there's cause, right? So like it's really helping me at least to
mhm.
improve my English and improve my communication. But like I want to know what is your like what motivated you to start this?
Yeah. I mean, as you may know, I am a content creator on YouTube. I have been creating content
Yeah.
since 2019 and something.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sharing my knowledge, and then Zoom came, and then I said, okay,
Oh yeah.
it could be a good idea
So
to
you
meet
you are
up
an
with
English teacher by profession. You're
yeah,
an English
yeah,
teacher by profession.
yeah, we
Okay.
can say that. And I said, okay, maybe people can join and we can meet up and
Yeah.
get
It's
to know
really
each
cool. Like, I first saw your video on YouTube, I think.
other.
Then I thought that this is really cool and I can join.
That's amazing.
And I one more, like, I first on the first meeting I saw Kane sir, so he was really talkative. So
Uh-huh.
he's not coming. I don't know why, but yeah, I really loved his thoughts and his speaking skills.
That's amazing. Let's say hello to Roy. Roy, how are you? Welcome aboard.
Hello, teacher, and hello, all the members. I'm doing great, and like you, I'm still breathing. And how are you doing, all?
So far,
Yeah,
so
I'm
good.
fine. I'm fine. How? Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very glad to know that, and yeah, that's what I actually expect every day from you. That
Uh-huh.
stay happy and blessed, so that we can meet every Saturday and Sunday.
Exactly. On the
Yeah,
weekends, I try
yeah,
to create meetings, Zoom meetings, and people can join. Sometimes, as
yeah.
you may
That's
know,
a great job.
sometimes there are a lot of people. Sometimes there are, not so many. That's okay.
yeah,
But I really want to see a lot of people joining and talking and having good
Yeah,
having a
hope
good
so,
time.
hope
Yeah.
so, because
Hopefully, yeah. So
You are
like, at
doing
least 4 people
great
will
job,
be
and
really good.
Yeah, that's true. I hope you read the prompt this time.
Yeah, I have it. I have it.
So what is it about? Finally,
Yeah,
somebody.
sure. I can.
Fi-
Yeah, so I'm taking this really seriously, this call, because I'm really liking it. So yeah.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
Yeah. So first, let me start with that. I can only talk about Indian context. So in
Uh-huh.
Indian context, if you compare both Indian education to a foreign education system,
That's
so there are
true.
a couple of differences. First, like the opportunity to switch. So for example, if I'm currently doing a course and I don't like it, so I cannot easily switch to another course in India where to
Mhm,
be
mhm,
easily. But
mhm, mhm.
it's really easy in a like foreign education, abroad education. That's
Uh-huh.
first. And second thing is the course modules. The course modules are studied in India is really old and this is not updated in a regular basis, which I feel that in abroad is it's more much more updated, and there is a much more opportunity to research as well, which is
Mhm,
not available in India.
mhm, mhm,
So
mhm.
yeah, I think in that context, it's really beneficial for us to go to abroad and study.
Uh-huh.
But there is also another part which is like the money part. So in India, the education is really cheap if you stay in India and study here. But if I go to abroad, and it will be really really expensive to for me to go to abroad, study abroad and sorry, go
Mhm,
to abroad and study.
uh-huh.
So yeah, in that context, it becomes really difficult for like someone to go to abroad and study.
Mhm,
But yeah, there is also different what is called scholarship and financial aid available for studying in abroad, but which is not available in India.
mhm, 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 mhm.
However, if you see the ROI, the return of investment of the education in India to compared to education in abroad, in India is really really low. I
Mhm,
mean, the ROI you get for your education is really low in India, which is I feel that if you go to abroad and come back
mhm,
to India, you'll get much more higher salary and everything, perks
mhm,
and
mhm,
everything. So there, the ROI is really really high.
mhm, mhm.
So yeah, there's no definite reason. Like if there's no definite answer that I can say Indian education, like the native education is better than the abroad education. But yeah, if you see the broader context, I think the abroad education is far more
Far
better
better than
than Indian education.
Indian education. All right. Okay, cool. Before proceeding, let's say hello to our new member, Hafid. Hafid. Okay, he left. Anyway, let's say, I mean, Roy, please go ahead. Do you want to talk about this? You want to speak about this prompt?
yeah,
Please go ahead.
yeah, thank you. And I think today I'm getting a little bit problem with my network. Sometimes I'm not hearing you properly. I think it will work now.
All right.
Yeah. So today's topic that uh, we are gonna talk about the benefits
Mhm.
to study abroad rather than in our own country, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think a lot of benefits to study abroad, like I'm gonna point out some of the benefits that we usually get studying abroad rather than staying or doing a study in our own country. So it's like that. Uh, if we stay in our country, like first we need to think that our country is developed or not. Like the European or you guys, you were in the I think in that part where it's count like European and it's count like Asian, right?
Mhm,
The
mhm.
Turkey,
Yeah,
Istanbul.
exactly. Istanbul
Yeah.
is different.
Uh,
Yeah.
so I'm talking about some European countries and the Latin American countries, and there are a lot of countries who are literally which are developed, and
Yeah.
they are supplying and providing a lot of facilities to their students to study. So with perfect skill and I think perfect teachers and with all of the equipments that they need to study for the students. But here in our country, basically our for my country here in my country that I think it is first thing it is underdeveloped and we are getting less facilities and we need to struggle hard to get admitted to university because a lot of students but we are not we don't have our so many universities here. We have only that's a very countable university here in my country, so it is so tough for us to get admitted. And the students who successfully get a chance to get admitted to university with their choosable faculty. So they get some of the facilities. I think these are not enough for the students to get themselves so skilled with their in their faculty or with all of the equipments that our government or our uh, university authority are providing the students. And here the point is that when they are going abroad and basically the reality that in my country happening, that is most of the well established people they are sending the students to abroad to do study to get their higher study just because in the European or the American countries they have a lot of facilities thus they need to pay a lot. And that's also in my what is called I really forget currency availability. What is the word? Okay, I forget it and leave that. So when we're going to study abroad, then we are getting a lot of facilities like we need to obviously we need to pay for that, and we are getting really for experienced teachers and a lot of things rather than staying or studying in our own country. And another important things that obviously help are I think encourage or inspire a lot of students and guardians to send their students abroad to do study. There the point is that when they're going outside to study abroad, they are getting like the well furnished environment, the first thing, and then they are getting a lot of experience about other cultures and they're learning and meeting different people from different cultures and they're interacting with people. And also they can realize that the reality is what is the reality. Basically when we are confined to a place we cannot see the world and we only observe all these things on YouTube or this television by the social medias, but these are not enough. When we're observing all these cultures and all those things around the world by experiencing our own eyes and our observation, then it's gonna be so effective for all the guys to get a very good experience over the cultures and over the people. And another thing is they can get a good chance to get established with a good career rather than staying in your own country. And if I like I'm a student of English language and literature and I'm a first class student and still I am doing hard work to get a very prestigious job in my country. Still I'm doing a study. But I think if I would be in another country like so I think developed countries, then there would be much more facilities for me that I can or I could join some of the uh, fields to do a perfect job or a job with good salaries, or I could study more and more things about English language or literature or phonetics, linguistics, and all the other stuff that I always desire. But here in my country, if I really wanted to study these things, then first thing I need to get a good, very established job, and after that I will get a chance to do study like PhD. Without that, I will not be able to do because here in my country to live, we need to struggle a lot to live a better life here and to support all these things. Like when I will be established with a career or a job, then there will be a lot of responsibilities to manage my family, to get all the expenditures supportive, and that's why it's so much tough for the students here to stay, to do job, and to do higher study. So it's one kind of risky and toughest thing that we the students we usually face here. And so that I will say, if I could study abroad, then I would get a lot of facilities. Like I usually talk to some of the teachers and some of my friends from abroad that they are doing a lot of things at the same time they're doing a study after getting their graduation completed. So I think to study abroad, there might be something that sometimes we cannot point all the steps at a time, but there might be some special things that always attract a lot of students to study abroad. That's why nowadays the young generation, they have their instinct to go abroad and to study and to get settled with a good career and with the I think high established society.
Yeah,
It,
quite sad, but true. Yeah, true story, unfortunately.
Yeah.
yeah. Hi. So, yeah, can I say?
Let's say hello to Ms. Ria, then you can proceed. Hello,
Yeah.
Ms.
Yeah,
Ria. How are
hi,
you?
hi,
Are you
hi.
fine?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm pretty good. Thank you.
That's amazing. Okay, so Arnab, do you want to say something about that or ask a
Yeah, I
question?
just
I don't
want
know.
to add to Roy that, yeah, I just want to add to Roy that what he was talking about, meeting new people and cultural exposure. So that is really, really important for like to grow in a career, right? So I was reading something about MBA, and there was a quote that uh, something like the MBA graduates who are culturally exposed to different new cultures, so they are more likely to get good jobs, something like that.
Mhm.
So it's really, really important to meet new people, meet new cultures, and talk to them and sorry, interact with them to like have new perspective and have new understanding of the world. So
Mhm.
that really helps in our career as well. Plus, another thing is that the society thinks that if you study from abroad and came back, so then you have like you probably have a like much greater sense of like you have probably are more brilliant than people who are studying in India. So that's something that kind of social stigma is there in India. So for that reason as well, they get more opportunities in the job market because of their degree in abroad and something like that. So that also happens in India.
Mhm. I see. Yeah, that's possible. That's possible.
Yeah,
And these are really. Mhm.
and teacher, I think we should have a revolution. Like here in my country, if a girl rides a bike, then a lot of people ridicule that girl. That hey, you're a girl and you are not supposed to ride a bike. And what
Mhm.
you're doing here, and you were just going out of our culture, and and a lot of people they will start humiliating that girl. So this kind of backdated thinking is still prevailing in my country. Yeah,
Mhm.
a lot of people support these kind of activities, but I am truly not. And I always expect that there should be a revolution among the guys, and they now can understand what is the thing that we need to pass with to get ourselves really what we're.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, I mean, these are really sad stories, unfortunately. Um, yeah, but let's see what Ms. Ria wants to talk about this topic. What do you think about that?
Uh, can I know what's the topic? Because
Oh
I
my
couldn't
God. You
understand.
know, I am sharing these topics in the WhatsApp groups
No,
every week, every week. There's a
because
picture.
I thought of asking you that all the questions, but I forgot.
No, no,
So
I see. Let me,
yeah, can I see it if you
sure,
have
sure,
the
of course.
questions?
I will share that again. But you know, I shared this picture on WhatsApp groups, right? And
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah, every week I mean, the prompt changes. Okay, the date, the time, everything changes. So some claim that studying abroad has great benefits for a student's home country. To what extent Do you agree or disagree?
Some claim that studying abroad has great benefits for the students'
Home country.
home country.
You know, normally people
What?
go abroad. Normally people
Yeah.
go abroad. They study there. They gain
Yeah.
experience. They gain knowledge. Blah blah blah, and then they return. I mean, normally.
Yes.
I mean, normally they
Yeah.
have to, but mostly they do not. They should return and be helpful for their home country. Understand? So do you
Yeah, sure.
agree or disagree? And what about your
Uh,
country? How is the situation going on there?
Yeah, yes, I agree this because the parents, they think that they should learn somehow from go to the abroad and learn and come back and earn in their own country. But I think in my country situation is very bad. We can't earn more money here. So the students wanted to earn in abroad. So they wanted to go abroad and somehow they wanted to settle there like in European countries like UK, America. So they wanted to go there. But it's difficult, I think. In abroad also, they can't get a job if they start. Students in student visa, they can go, but they have a lot of rules and regulation for the students to get a job visa. So that's also a problem for us, problem for them.
All right.
I think, I think it's good that they should learn there and come back and have to take jobs in their own country and have to serve service to the people in their own country. That is, I like it because my children also like that. My son went abroad. He did his degree in Greenwich University, and he is working from home now. He's getting good salary because in IT sections he can work from home because it's an international company. So wherever they were, they can work that in that field. So the salary is also a good salary for him. So I think because of this pandemic, I think this happened to all of us. From working from home, it's a benefit for them to get a good salary and international companies.
Okay. All right. Of course. I mean, as you said, I mean, as mostly people say, if you go abroad and then you start studying there, you know, or continue your studies over there, normally you yourself, you know, get advantages, right? But here the prompt says, what about your home country? What about your own personal individual services to your own home country? Do you think that that is doable, that is possible? Or people just think about themselves? They do not just think about their own country.
Yeah, you are right. Yeah, well, yeah, that's a good question. I think it's not only my country, but also every country. It calls brain drains, right? Brain drains.
Okay.
So every country, they wanted to go to the posh countries and earn money, and they have to settle there. And but our country is developing country, developing. So it's difficult for underdeveloped. So it's difficult for them to get good salaries like normal employees. It's difficult for them. So that's why they wanted to go abroad. But in future, I think we are getting developing day by day. So in future, I think they will get good job here because it's, I think in before 10 years, our country will develop if this pandemic is over. So we will go to the developed countries, I think, because we are having a lot of constructions here, so they can get a job and because it's a very good climate here, and people love our country. Other foreigners, they invest in Sri Lanka also in buildings, apartments. Like they invest. A lot of Sri Lankans are in abroad. They invest here for the apartments and other companies. Like, so I think they will in future. I hope that they will get a good job and get good salary here. Yeah.
I see. Okay, that's cool. I hope. I mean,
Yeah.
this is good that you're really hopeful about your future, which is a positive point here. Okay. Yeah, Arnab, do you want to say something?
Yeah, so I just want to say that, like, the question is asked is like, is it okay to stay abroad and work there, or is it okay to come to your native country and work for your country? Like, that is the question, right?
That's true. Are you going to just
So
return
yeah,
your
so,
home country
so,
and give your service, give your all
yeah.
your potential to your
So okay, so in India, I can talk about India specific. So it used to happen that people will go to abroad, like the USA, and want to work there because the facilities are there, the money is there, like, and there is because of the currency difference, you can earn money in USA and send it back to India, and that will be really a lot of money in India. So it will be really uh, helpful for their parents and other family members as well. So earlier it used to happen that people will go to USA and work in that country and send money back home. But nowadays, because of the digital boom is happening in India, and so that the currency difference is becoming much shorter and shorter. So right now it's more like I am seeing that more people are staying in India and staying, like, studying in the abroad and coming back to India and opening their own startup or working in a company or something like that. So this change is happening. And also there is like, I was talking to a friend of mine who actually went to study in Germany and came back. So he said that there is a feeling of home which you won't get in anywhere in the world except from your country. The amount, the treatment and the facilities you get in your country, you won't get from anywhere else. So that is one of the more reasons why some people are coming back home and trying to work for their country as well, because we want to see our country grow and we want to see our country prosper as well. So yeah, I think your mic, you're muted.
Yes, I'm muted. Yeah, as I see, the Roy, actually, Mr. Roy, bro, raised his hand.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
hello.
You want to add something?
Yeah, okay.
We have
Yeah,
almost
I wanna add
7 minutes,
something.
guys.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. The question that is written here in your picture, and it really describes something else. And for the first time, I didn't get it well when I just got it. And
Why?
here's some claim that studying abroad has great benefits for a student's home country. Definitely. And now I got it that, oh my gosh, it is said something else, and I tried to
You
describe
missed
something
it.
else in my previous voice. Yeah.
Exactly.
And I think definitely this is a great point that we have a lot of benefits for our students to study abroad. And some claim, I think, if we look back to our history or survey, that we will get a lot of students. They are literally doing jobs, and firstly they're studying abroad, and after that, when they get themselves completed with their study, and then some of them they're studying jobs in other countries or abroad, and some of them they're just getting back to their own country. So I think there might have a lot of benefits to do study abroad for that student's own country, because that country will get some, you know, uh, uh, what is called when we get money from other countries
Fund?
in terms of, yes,
You mean educational fund or
yes,
scholarship?
yeah. No, I think something bad happened to me today. So okay.
Capital? What do you mean? What sort of
Yes,
money?
yes, this kind of capital that we usually like. I'm doing job in another country, and my country is gonna be benefited as I'm doing job in another country, and for that my country is getting money. I think not so much in percentage when I just send my money to my family, or my money adds to my account, then my country also get benefited with that money.
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh,
So
okay,
this is how the process that our students are going to do study abroad, and for that reason, our country is also getting benefited with that money, or what is that? But our
Whatever.
speaker here, Ria, maybe from Sri Lanka, she
Mhm.
already said that it's one kind of brain drain that it's happening. But I think it is not for all the time, and some of them, they are getting much more facilities. That's why they're just working over there in that country where they're just going to do a study.
Mhm.
And also some of them are just coming back and they are doing something great, and they're like so they have their initiatives, and that's also inspiring a lot of country students or a lot of entrepreneurs to do something great like them.
Mhm.
So I think obviously it has a great benefit for a student to do study for his or her own country's benefit.
Mhm. Mhm. I see. But here there is a huge question, a big one. Uh, I mean, do you consider yourself to be abroad and study there and gain experience and knowledge and come back? If yes, what sort of countries are you considering at the moment? Yes,
Oh, for
please,
me,
Arnab. Let's
So
okay,
yeah.
Arnab, go ahead very quickly.
yeah, so for me, I would like right now, because of the digital boom happening in India, I'd love to study abroad and come back to India and work for my country as well. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
And for studying, I'm actually looking forward to Germany because my friend have went there. So I'm trying to I'm looking to get a like MS course in Germany.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. Germany, you mean? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what Roy wants to say. What about you, man?
Okay, obviously for me, if I get a chance, then I want to do PhD. That might be obviously
Canada?
in the USA,
Mhm,
or Canada. Yeah. And after that, obviously, I want to come back to my own country here, and I want to spread my knowledge to my students.
mhm. Amazing. Very good. And
Yeah.
Ms. Ria talked about her
Yeah,
sons, I think, children. I don't know,
yeah,
son or daughter. So
yeah, children.
is
Both
is
are,
there
yeah, adults. Yeah, yeah. I want
is
to
there
talk.
any specific country that they went there, or they have any
Yeah,
kind of
they are.
plan?
Yeah, actually, our plan is if our country gives freedom to us,
Mhm,
we will stay here. So
mhm,
otherwise, we will go. We are having plan to shift to another European countries in future
mhm.
because I think they give a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
So here, yeah, in Sri
What do
Lanka,
you mean?
there's a yeah, the ethnic problems are here. So
Mhm,
it's
mhm, mhm.
yeah, it's terrible. So we couldn't speak anything open, and
Mhm,
we can't follow our religion here.
mhm,
So
mhm,
it's
mhm.
also a problem here.
I see.
So my children, we plan to send to UK,
Mhm.
but because of pandemic, so
No.
um,
Procrastination.
yeah,
You have to
yeah, it's
postpone it.
progress. Yeah,
Mhm.
postponed to another 1 year.
I see. All right. All right. Okay. It was really interesting conversation. Of course, you're good speakers, guys. Thank you so much to be here with me. I hope it was useful. We have less than a minute, and step by step, we are going to just stop this conversation. Of course, automatically.
Yeah,
will be.
and what about teacher Maisam? You didn't tell your opinion about your country and
But we
your
don't have
house
time for
here.
it. I am not that much important. The most important thing is people who are talking. So hope to see you tomorrow with all levels, guys, hopefully.
Okay,
Tomorrow at
okay.
the same
Yes.
time, you can
That would be
join.
great.
Yeah, always at 9 p.m. Always. Saturday, Sunday.